Now in this tutorial, we're going to be discussing the laws of logarithm. We'll be going through every single rule of the logarithm and we will be proving them as well. And so let's go ahead and discuss all of these rules. Let us start off by heading to section 3.4 where it discusses all four laws of the logarithms on page 43. So we're going to go through each and every single one and we're going to prove how each one is valid. So for the first one, we have log xy to the base a and log x to the base a plus log y to the base a. It is called the multiplication law. So here you have your steps, and I'm going to go ahead and prove to you how log xy to the base a is equal to log x to the base a plus log y to the base a. Let log x to the base a be equal to b, and log y to the base a equal to c. So here we have replaced these two by b and c. Moving on, we have the power form that we are used to, and that is a to the power b equal to x. For the second one, a to the power c equal to y. So up until this point, we have done nothing new. We have just replaced log x to the base a in b and log y to the base a with c. Now moving on, we have log xy to the base a, which is initially b plus c, since xy is equal to a to the power b times a to the power c. And we know that once we have the same base, you add the indices. And so in such case, it is a to the power b plus c. So you can call this, using the rule of adding the indices once you have the same base, equal to b plus c. And that is basically what the rule discusses. That would be log x to the base a plus log y to the base a. That would be equal to log xy to the base a. And so this is basically breaking down the first rule and proving that log xy to the base a is equal to log x to the base a plus log y to the base a. All what we have done is that we have replaced it with b and c, proved it through the power form, and then we got the rule done. It can also be shown that log x over y to the base a is equal to log x to the base a minus log y to the base a. We call this the division law. Now I'm going to go ahead and prove this division law to you. You have log x over y to the base a. So let log x to the base a be equal to b and log y to the base a be equal to c. And so let's change it to the power form, a to the power b equal x, a to the power c equal y. Moving on from here, we know that we have x over y, which means that we have a to the power b over a to the power c. Notice that we have the same base a, so we subtract the powers, b minus c, which is basically another power rule. And so that would mean log x over y to the base a is basically equal to b minus c, which in other words is log x to the base a minus log y to the base a. And that is basically all you need to break down when it comes to the division of the logarithm laws. Again, all what we have done, replaced both of them with b and c and change it. Moving on to the third one, it is called the power law. Once you have log x to the power k to the base a, it would be k log x to the power a. And that is what we call the power law. So let log x to the base a be equal to b. Now let's use the power rule, and that would be a to the power b equal to x. And so x to the power k, in other words, is a to the power b all raised to the power k. And that would be a to the power k times b, since here we are multiplying indices. Again, this is also rules of indices. Moving on, we have log x to the power k to the base a equal to this one right here, k times b. And so in such case, this would be k log x to the power a. And this is how you can dissect the whole rule, starting off from log x to the power a equal to b, and then moving on to change it to power form, and then from there on, you can find the rule. Now note, you need to learn and remember the above three laws of logarithms, since 1 over x is equal to x to the power minus 1, and that is basically the reciprocal that we have discussed in previous videos. The power rule shows that log 1 over x to the base a is equal to log x to the power minus 1 to the base a, and that would be minus log x to the base a. Which brings us to our final rule of this tutorial, which is log 1 over x to the base a is equal to minus log x to the base a.